Well, the moment has arrived, folks. It's been 2 weeks, at least for the video. It's been about a week for me, but we're ready to see if this silicone mold actually did what I wanted it to do on Psycho for Tycho.
From Tycho, of course.
Okay, today, for me, we're going to go ahead, we're going to pull out this mold, and I've waited a little more than 5 days for it to cure, and it looks solid enough to pull out. And then tomorrow I'm going on a major painting spree. I've got a lot of things to paint, so I got to break out the paint booth and I got to redo everything here. But we're going to take this out. We're going to go ahead and we're going to cut our wall. So let's get this out of the tray first. Looks like there was a few bubbles, but that's on the back side. Oh, pulled out nicely. Oh, yes. Hey, I can reuse the mold. All right. Let's see. We've got our detail. This is great. So I know a lot of people are into the 3D printing thing now, but for a little possibly lower budget way of doing this, cutting this or making an RTV mold, and this is my first mold, this works great. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut above the roof line here, and we're going to cut somewhere here on the brick line. Then I'll get the paint booth set up. I'll have to rearrange the camera, and we'll get that done. So now we just got to figure out how well this cuts. Okay. So cutting this is simple and easy. So alright, I'll give kudos for that $40 resin that I got. I got a little spillage over, and I got a little bit of, but I don't have any bubbles. Well, I have a few bubbles, but I don't think I should worry about that because we're not going to raise this up that much. Then we're going to go ahead, we'll paint this, we'll paint the building, and then we'll go ahead and we'll assemble our warning siren or air raid siren for you West Coasters and East Coasters, and we'll go from there. So yeah, we'll talk a little bit about sirens and things like that, and the purpose on the fire station buildings, and maybe a little bit of controversy on the one in Mina, or not Mina, Minden. I don't know if I want to do that. I know Minden's pretty controversial. But yeah, let's go ahead. Let's talk about the history of the Minden siren. Back in the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, a lot of towns, including ones in Nevada, were called sundown towns. And the reason they were called sundown towns, if you've never heard the term before, is by sundown, all the, how do I put this? All the non-white people had to leave town. And to do the alert on this, the fire stations would set off the alarm saying, hey, it's sundown, get your racial butt, we're being racist, get your butt out of town, we don't want your kind here at night. Now, I know Governor Lombardo and Governor Sisolak before that, the two governors of Nevada, basically got rid of that, because the sirens, even to this day in certain towns like Minden, still sounded it off. Minden was using the excuse, well, we're sending off the siren for historical significance. And I guess some people would swallow that. I don't swallow it. But some people would swallow it. But they finally turned around and said, hey, the siren in Minden and the sirens in these former sundown towns, you're not going off unless it's an emergency. And there are a lot of people in this world that are misguided, because they come to Nevada, they don't really understand the history of everything. They read a small snippet like the sundown towns in Minden, and they go, well, yeah, okay, so anywhere a siren goes off in Nevada is racist. And I really actually read this on the internet. And one of the biggest ones is my favorite city to visit, which is Virginia City, Nevada. They have a siren. Well, it goes off at noon. It goes off at noon. It's not a sundown town. It's a noon whistle. It's also a siren. Okay, there we go. Wow, that took a lot of cutting. I didn't realize how thick this was. Anyways, getting back to the siren in Virginia City. With all the mines out there, even in the 1920s and 30s, they needed a noontime whistle on top of City Hall to tell everybody it was lunch. That is Virginia City's tradition. Not, it's a sundown town at noon. It's like, it's ridiculous. And for those who kind of follow, you know, the Nevada news and everything, they misguide Virginia City a lot. I mean, yeah, it's a very Republican town, but, you know, it's not super racist or anything like that, in my opinion. I've gone up there and people are, you know, super friendly, and it's just not because of the color of my skin. Anyways, I'm rambling. Let's get back to how we're going to measure our tower. Now, I've got this old HO scale ruler, which is nice. And I think we're going to make this stand out about 8 feet. Now remember, when you're making an initial cut with any sort of a hobby saw, pull. Don't push, pull. And that way you get your groove going. Just a few pulls does it. Alright. Let's get this cut, and let me keep my mouth shut on this, and we'll just kind of go through the motions of speed here. Alright. And hours later, we've got our tower cut. We've got our scores made. We're going to be making it about 5 feet. We're going to cut it first, and then in order to make everything look right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a 45-degree taper, which is going to be fun. So let's get that, and let's just fast forward. All right, and after a little laundering the spin cycle, the cutting has been completed. Now I'm going to have to use my trusty Dremel here in order to do the tapers. Now, whenever you're doing anything that is dust, especially in an enclosed environment, proper ventilation and evacuation is a necessary evil. I'm going to be using my vacuum cleaner here, and I'm going to have it mounted down here on my table and it's going to be like ridiculously loud. So again, we're going to go ahead and we're just going to fast forward the taper series. Obviously this should be a no-brainer even for beginners. You know, I'm just taking my Dremel, I'm running it 45 degrees here, so that way I get a nice proper fit. So we'll be right back with the result. All right, and we've got our tapers initially done. Vacuum did a pretty decent job of sucking up most of the dust. We're going to go ahead, we're going to finish this off with a flat file, so that way everything comes out nice and smooth. We'll test fit the pieces again. I did that off camera. They're pretty close, but yeah, now I got to do the finite work, which requires a flat file. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Looks like I got it all fit here. Looks good on all four sides. So we're just going to go ahead. Now I got this from Hobby Lobby. It's a thick super glue. It seems to work real well. But when you are assembling these resin pieces, I do recommend super glue. Let's just get everything all square up at the top. And I'm doing all of this off camera, it seems. Here we go. Just run some on the inside. Kind of fill up the gaps a little bit. All right. And our firehouse hose draining tower is complete. It's going to be good enough for what we need to do. We'll fit that in the roof after we do the painting and assembly of the building. Assembling the building is pretty easy. We're going to kind of countersink this just a little bit. Maybe to like the second row here. But now it's time to break out the paint booth and all my painting projects. We'll go ahead and prioritize this one for the video. Now, when I paint the firehouse, it's going to be painted red. Just because. Red is a good brick color and all that. Later on in some future videos, we'll go ahead and we'll weather and detail the building. But for this video, it's just going to be putting the building together, putting the siren together, and then we're gonna circle back to that. And the reason I'm saying we're gonna circle back to that is I have a Facebook challenge, and that Facebook challenge is another one of those Tyco purists. Well, not a Tyco purist, but a model railroad purist that thinks that all Tyco locomotives are junk, regardless of what you do. So I got a challenge, and that's coming up in the next video. But as for right now, we'll go ahead and we'll break out the paint booth. We'll go ahead and we'll paint this.
Click goes the switch, hear that hum. Plywood table, here they come. Purists say garbage, I just grin. Got a plastic town and a spare parts bin. Power torque motors screaming round the bend. Tiny little engines acting like they'll never end. ozone fills the air. Those plastic cars wobble, but they still hold tight. Night glow decals turn the basement into night. Psycho for Tycho, round and round they race. Junky true steel track, short in every place. Night glow stickers lighten up my room. I'm psycho for Tycho, and it won't end soon. Friends on the driveway calling my name. I'm in the basement running train after train. Power, torque, power in a plastic frame. It's a runaway rocket on a tabletop plane. I'm psycho for Tycho, round and round they race. Junky true steel track, short in every place. Night glow stickers lighten up my room. I'm psycho for Tycho, and it won't end soon.
Like I said, I got to put this on hold for the moment. Mainly because I'm not going to have the module ready by the home show. Second of all, I've got a challenge that I need to make for the home show. And I explained that earlier. I got to get a steam locomotive up and running. Another Tyco steam locomotive. And this is just to kind of like stick it to the purists on Facebook, because I've been talking a lot about, you know, Tyco trains, and people who are in the early stages of model railroading, they're getting into it. They're like, well, you know, is Tyco a good brand? For modeling, I think it is. Unfortunately, the purists say, take your Tyco, throw it in the trash. Well, that's the reason I'm psycho for Tyco. Not only am I a collector, a rebuilder, but you've seen in some of my other videos, I am an upgrader. And yeah, okay, I've got a few Tyco cars that I've done and upgraded, but now I'm getting into the literal, I'm going to build this thing mostly out of Tyco, and I'm going to prove to the purists, because I'm making an unpopular locomotive into an unpopular locomotive. And I'll have to explain that next time on Psycho for Tyco. But for this moment, this project is done, or on hold. I got to let it dry, and then I've got to get my more upgraded Tonopond Tidewater crap done. I've got two SD70 Aces I've got to paint, so that's going to be fun. And I've also got a 70-tonner that I'm going to be painting, and that 70-tonner is going to be a what if on the Virginia Truckian. That's one just for the guy in our club who tries to do a modern-esque or a what if VNT, but he doesn't really have a starting point. So right now, that's it for today. That's it for this week. Please, comments are welcome on this. What did I do wrong? What did I do right? What did you learn? Stuff like that. And until then, I'm back to painting other stuff that's not really needed to be put on a video. Hey friends, thanks for watching the video. I know you're at the end. But if you like this video, just remember, every 2 weeks I'm going to be bringing out a new video on budget model railroading, the history of Tyco trains, the history of other model railroad companies, and some how-to things that maybe you've never learned before, or you've known and you want to share with your friends but you never knew how. Well, here's the way. All you got to do on this video is like, share, subscribe, and if you want notifications, hit the little bell there, which I still don't know how to do, but we'll figure it out eventually. But until then, hey, we'll see you in the next video, and I am Psycho for Tycho.